Roman Reigns' time is past due, and I think he needs a taste of his own medicine. I think he's been on his high horse, and I think Jey Uso is gonna push him off that high horse.
So last night, I decided I'll watch NXT and maybe go to the supermarket later to pick up a few items. But having watched NXT, I decided that was not the wisest course of action. I did not want to be beaten up by either the woman I'm speaking to, Roxanne Perez, or her opponent at Great American Bash, Blair Davenport. The two ladies will face each other in a weapons wild match, and you can stream it on Peacock, a match that is guaranteed to be as wild as it sounds. Uh, what can you tell us about the match? Why should people tune in?
I think people should tune in because I I I definitely feel like Blair Davenport, she's a force to be reckoned with. But I also don't like the fact that she came over here and randomly targeted me. And now she's poking at me, saying that I don't have this killer instinct, that I'm too nice, that I can't be wild. But I think this past week I showed her how wild I really can be. And I think on Sunday I'm gonna show her a very, very different side of Roxanne Perez that she's never seen before.
I mean, the moment I saw it as a fan, that whole segment in the supermarket, you have to think of Booker T and Stone Cold, right? Like that is the first
Yeah.
thing you think of. And obviously, so much is made of your association with Booker T. Did he have tears of pride when he saw that segment as well?
So I actually haven't been able to talk to him yet after that aired, but I'm sure he was so happy with it. But yeah, I think it was really, really cool that we got to kind of pay homage to my trainer Booker T and Stone Cold. That's a segment that I was not necessarily like I think I was about like a month old when that actually aired on TV. But I did watch it back as a kid. I started watching wrestling when I was about like 10 years old. So I remember going on YouTube, watching that clip like over and over because I thought it was a mix of like insane and hilarious at the same time. So to be able to relive that and like I said, pay homage to him was really, really cool.
Amazing. I mean, you have gone on record and you have said a million times that your favorite wrestler was The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Was Stone Cold also an inspiration from that era?
Yeah, I think I as a kid I had so many favorite wrestlers. I loved The Rock, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Sheamus was one of my favorites, Randy Orton. I could go on and on, but yeah, I think I just loved wrestling so much as a kid. So even be able to have Shawn Michaels as my boss is insane to me still to this day.
Of all the people that you named right now, have you met all of them?
Um, I have not yet met Stone Cold,
Right,
and I have not met Randy Orton.
right.
Yeah, I was able to meet Sheamus. I was able to meet Triple H. Yeah.
Amazing. No, so as such a big fan of wrestling, I mean, we are going to get into Great American Bash in a while, but let's talk about everything else. As such a big fan of wrestling, what was it like to be a part of the Royal Rumble? I mean, that is an event every wrestling fan around the world waits for. What was that moment like?
Yeah, that was such a surreal moment because growing up, my favorite pay-per-views were WrestleMania, um, Royal Rumble, and Money in the Bank. Those were like my top three favorite pay-per-views of all time. So, it's just that like that feeling that you get when the timer's like counting down and you're waiting for that buzzer and you're wondering, is it gonna be a legend? Is it gonna be like who is it gonna be? Who's coming out? I think that was like just my favorite part of being a kid and watching that with my family. So when they called me and told me that I was going to be a part of the Royal Rumble within a year of me being here was so insane to me, and I can still like feel that feeling that I had when I was in Gorilla, and I was about to come out and the timer was counting down. It was crazy, and I just soaked in that moment as much as I could.
I actually saw your interview right after that. I think it was with Kathy Kelly, if I'm not mistaken. And you said
Yes,
it is your dream to one day point at the sign after a Royal Rumble and
yes.
go to WrestleMania. Right now, putting you on the spot, who is across from you? Let's say you win the Royal Rumble in your imagination. Who is across from you, facing you?
Oh, I would have to either go with um Becky Lynch or Bailey.
Wow, great
Yes,
picks.
yes.
Fantastic. And okay, so we spoke about The Rock as well. What is it like to be sharing the locker room with his daughter?
Oh, that is really cool. I love Simone. She's awesome. She's honestly one of the funniest people in that locker room. She's hilarious. She makes me laugh every time I see her. Yeah, she's awesome.
Amazing, amazing. So now we have this kind of a fluid thing where people from Raw and SmackDown are coming over, and a lot of people from NXT are also going to Raw and SmackDown. What do you think of the Dom and Rhea connection, who have been terrorizing NXT recently? What do you think of the two of them?
I I like them. I really like Judgment Day. Yeah, I'm a fan. I think if I was not a WWE superstar, if I was sitting at home as a fan, they would probably be my favorite. But the fact that they're terrorizing NXT, my home, that's kind of what I don't like. So I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna have to get into it with Rhea or Dom. I think Rhea's a little scarier than Dom is, to be honest.
Why do you think people hate him so much? I mean, he does everything Rhea does, but everybody loves Rhea. Everybody loves Finn and Damien. But the moment this guy picks up a microphone, you can't hear anything else.
I mean, he turned on his dad. Come on. Like, I don't know. I hated him since that moment. Going forward, that's it. I was done.
So let's assume that Rhea gets in your face and she and Dom want to take you and a male superstar on. Anyone from Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Who is that male superstar that you want, like, at your back?
Ooh, I think, you know what? Probably Lyra Valkyria. I think Lyra Valkyria because I think she's been coming into her own here in NXT. I think she's amazing. She's athletic. She's everything that a superstar is, you know. So yeah, I think she definitely could have my back.
No, I meant more in a mixed tag team environment. If you had to pick, maybe say a male superstar to face
Ah,
Dominik,
okay.
right?
Ah, that's a good one. Let me see. I think I would probably choose. Do they have to be wrestling right now?
No, anyone from any time in history.
Okay, then I would choose The Rock. I'll just choose The Rock.
Do you think he comes back to take on Roman Reigns? That's the match everybody's talking about.
I hope so. I thought so. I thought so this past WrestleMania, but that didn't happen. But who knows? Maybe next year. I don't know.
Amazing. So let's talk about your upcoming match. Do you think Blair brought out something in you, because she has a tone that gets under your skin, right? The way that she talks, she tends to get under people's skin, right?
Yep. I definitely feel like, you know, my whole life. I think I tried to come off very friendly. I think I try to come off very nice. And I think the fact that I do have this baby face to me, I think it's really hard for even when I'm upset or even when I'm angry. I think people find it really hard to be intimidated by me. But I think, you know, after this past week, I think Blair Davenport has really seen the side of me that she probably never wanted to see. And I think the fact that I continuously tried to tell her, like, Blair, you better stop. Blair, stop coming after me. Blair, you better not think I'm joking. And her just laughing in my face. I was like, all right, I think I need to show her. I think I really need to show her. And I think I'm going to show her even more this Sunday, the Great American Bash.
It's a weapons wild match. What weapons do you plan to use?
Tables, chairs, maybe some ladders, who knows? But I mean, I have had a weapons wild match before against Cora Jade, so I think that definitely gives me an advantage. I'm not gonna share too many of my tactics, but you're definitely gonna see something.
Amazing, amazing. So, I mean, like talking about the upcoming event, do you think Thea Hale has a chance against Tiffany as well?
I definitely think so. I'm a big fan of Thea Hill, and I think she's going through a little bit of the same thing that I'm going through, where they don't think she can do it, and I definitely feel like Thea can do it. I think she has the biggest possibility to become the youngest NXT Women's Champion ever, and I think that would be awesome for her. But I don't know, whoever wins, I'm gonna have to come after you.
You know, the moment Blair brought out that side of you, you posted something that on Twitter, which got a lot of reactions, which was cute but psycho, right? Very appropriate. But everyone on Twitter, they posted, gifs of AJ Lee immediately.
Yeah.
Was she also an inspiration for you growing up?
Yeah, she was a big inspiration for me. I think she was actually the first diva that I saw that made me feel like I could become a WWE superstar, because one of my first favorites was actually Kelly Kelly, and I do not look like Kelly Kelly. And so when I saw AJ Lee, and she was this like 5 foot Hispanic Puerto Rican tomboy that didn't she just didn't look like all the other divas that you saw. I think I related to that so much, and it really made me feel like, okay, like I look like her. I can definitely do it. Like I can totally do this. And yeah, she's been such a big inspiration to me. So yeah.
Very cool. Do you think she'll come back? Maybe at a Royal Rumble?
I hope so, I hope so. Maybe tag along with me, or maybe we'll get into something of our own. I don't know. Maybe she can referee another match between me and Cora Jade.
Amazing. So speaking of all the women in NXT who have maybe paved the path, I mean, you took over the division almost became the backbone when Mandy Rose left, right? Was it? I mean, was she an inspiration to you as well, Mandy?
Mandy, yeah, she's awesome. I think, a lot of people, well, I think at least even for me, you see her and you're kind of like, ooh, she kind of looks a little mean. But I had my first match with her. She was so sweet. She's like one of the sweetest, most humble people you will ever meet. And yeah, she definitely inspired me in her own ways.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's go back to the supermarket brawl. How different is it fighting in that kind of an environment as opposed to, bouncing off ropes and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think it's definitely pretty different. I think it's a little better because you have a lot of weapons around you. Maybe not necessarily weapons that are actually weapons, but some green beans, some milk, some chips. I could just hit her with that. So yeah, I think that was really cool. It was different, obviously very different environment, but yeah, I think that was very interesting, and very just cool to like I said earlier, to be able to pay homage to that grocery store fight years ago.
Amazing, amazing. So you mentioned how Shawn Michaels is your boss. What's your favorite Shawn Michaels match? Let's start there.
Oh, that's hard. Honestly, I would say Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. That's like one of my favorites. But also the no disqualification versus Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I think that one was so good. SummerSlam 2002. Amazing. I could watch that match over and over and over.
So cool, so cool. Let's talk SummerSlam. I mean, since we are here, let's talk a bit about SummerSlam. Do you also keep up with Raw and SmackDown every week, or do you have not have the time?
Yeah, I definitely keep up with it.
Oh, amazing. So I mean, we spoke about The Rock. I mean, it's pretty clear he probably won't be there at SummerSlam, but Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. What a match, what a story. Do you think it's Jey Uso's time at last?
I think so. I think it's Roman Reigns' time is past due. And I think he needs a taste of his own medicine. I think he's been on his high horse, and I think Jey Uso is gonna push him off that high horse. I believe it. That has been one of my favorite storylines ever, by the way. I think it's been so like well put together, and every single time they're on TV, you just have to watch and you want to know what's gonna happen next. Um, yeah, I think it's been amazing.
Um, and do you, I mean, we spoke about her, but do you maybe see Simone getting involved in the future? Because it is such a Samoan story, right? Like through and through. Do you think Simone could also, because Solo got involved and took the story to the next level? Do you think she too could get involved at some point?
Maybe. I think that would be cool. I also think Simone is just coming into her own and doing her thing down here in NXT. She's along with the Schism and she's doing amazing. I think she's really solidified herself as her own person and not so much like her dad's daughter. I think she's doing so amazing with that. And yeah, I think it would be cool. Maybe you never know. Wrestling is crazy. You never know what's gonna happen next, right?
Wrestling is crazy. So do you think at Great American Bash we could see Iyo Sky with her briefcase come in and maybe play a part in Tiffany and Thea?
Maybe, maybe. I didn't think about that actually. That would be very interesting.
Amazing. So please tell our audience once again why they should tune into the Great American Bash on Peacock.
Yes, you guys should tune in to Great American Bash on Peacock this Sunday. If you haven't got your tickets, you can get them now on eTix. It's going to be at the HEB Center in Cedar Park, I believe, Austin, Texas. Um, and I think you're really gonna want to know what I'm capable of and what I'm gonna do next to Blair Davenport.
Amazing. I think I have only a little bit of time left, so let me ask you one last question. We spoke about you as a fan from back in the day. I never expected Trish Stratus to come back and become such a big sensation on Raw. Do you think she's doing some of her best work right now?
I think she's been doing her best work since years ago. I think her and Lita are truly like the start of the women's revolution. I think, that match that they had, that really they showed everybody that we're not just divas. We can do exactly the same thing that the men do, if not better, you know? And I think after that it was them, and then it was Paige and Emma, and then it was Sasha and Bailey, and then it was all these women. And I think it's so cool that Trish Stratus, the person that started that women's revolution, is now back, and now she's still doing her best work, and she's lifting others up with her. Zoe Stark, I think she's an awesome talent. She's up there now, and she's doing crazy amazing things with Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch. So yeah, it's cool to see.
You mentioned all the greats who came before you. Do you think Roxanne, Cora, Tiffany, you guys are going to be their successors, like carrying the torch of women's wrestling into the future?
Oh, 100%. I think I would love to wrestle Cora Jade for years in years. One day I truly feel like we're going to be headlining WrestleMania. So yeah, I think we truly are the future, and that's exactly why everybody should be watching NXT because we're the stars of tomorrow.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time and best of luck for your upcoming match.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.